last time I talked to you, a couple weeks ago, we were headed to Jungle Gems International Market. And we were on the same road. Same road, probably the same time of morning, honestly. I don't
7:42.
Yeah, it's 7:42 right now. But this time, instead of going to Jungle Gems International Market, although I would go there again right now, let's just face it, I would go there again right this second because I love it. But we are going to Louisville, Kentucky, giving you a chance to guess. We're going to Publix because we're going to get 2 Publix in Lexington. Lexington is where we shop every weekend anyway. We're getting 2 Publix grocery stores. One of them is going to be open in, I think, next year. We've been by there before, and it's just they've leveled the ground. They haven't done anything.
Yeah, they're still working on the drainage and flattening out stuff.
Right.
All that thing.
So I don't want to wait. So we're going to go to Louisville because the Louisville store has been open. I want to say they opened in December. I could be wrong.
I thought it's been longer than that.
Maybe it has been longer than that.
I thought it'd been closer to like 6 months, but I don't know.
Oh no, it hadn't been open. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Maybe I was just hearing about it 6 months ago.
Yeah, you were probably hearing about it. I don't think it's been open that long. Yeah, I feel like the excitement has probably gone now for people who live in that area, and they've probably gone, you know, and so it won't be as crowded.
And it's early on a Sunday.
Right. We are traveling. We're traveling on a Sunday morning. We like to travel on Sunday morning because the traffic is less. So it's so funny because that video when we went to Jungle Gems. And we went to a bakery, and we reviewed the bakery. The video for the bakery came out, and then the Jungle Gems haul came out, and then the vlog came out that was all Jungle Gems pretty much. But people said about us reviewing that bakery that there was another bakery called Buskin Bakery that we should have tried. Well, we were going to try that bakery. We had actually looked it up online, and we were going to try it, but they're closed on Sunday. And somebody said, oh, I hope you get a chance to try it one day. As long as they're closed on Sunday, we will never get a chance to try it because that's the only day we go.
Unless they go to Lexington.
Unless they open somewhere else, yeah. Unless they open, which I think it's an Ohio thing. So unless they open in other states, we will not be trying it because we like to travel on Sunday because I'm a very, very nervous passenger. That's just the facts. I freely admit that. And so that's why we travel on Sunday, because on Saturday, everybody gets out to go shopping. And during the week, people are getting out because they have to go work. And so, like right now, this is the road in front of us right now.
They had one car pass.
Yeah, that's it. That's it right now. Of course, we are still on the portion that's going from Winchester, you know, to Louisville, but it's just the traffic. This is the best day to travel. So as long as they're not open on Sunday, we will never get to try that other bakery. But I loved the bakery we tried.
Yeah, it's good.
And for me, having that glazed croissant, if you haven't watched the video, it was called Soretti or something.
Something like that.
Anyway, that glazed croissant, I had never had one before.
And it sounds Italian, but it's German. It's actually a German.
It's German. I looked it up, and it's a German name. But some of you all told me, somebody said Publix has a wonderful glazed croissant. We don't know what we're going to get from Publix. No idea. We might end up getting one. But a lot of you told me that you've always had glazed croissants. And Georgianne, I think, is the one that even told me that she goes to a bakery and they have glazed croissants and chocolate. Chocolate
so they're filled with...
No, they're dipped in chocolate. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like a chocolate glazed donut. They're like maybe glazed That sounds really good too. So, but I'm glad that you all are used to having those. It's just something I had never had, but I'm glad we.
Yeah, none of the donut stores around here have ever had them, and we've been to a bunch of them, and I've never seen that, or I would have bought one.
Yes,
It's
yes,
weird.
and I will definitely from now on. It's like once I tried an apple fritter. I had never tried an apple fritter before, but now once I tried an apple fritter, I have to try one from everywhere. I still think Dough Daddy's is one of the best apple fritters. The one that's in Versailles.
Yeah, that was really good. The one at Disney's good too. Epcot?
Yes, at Joffrey's. Yeah, at Joffrey's.
Well, they used to be that big. I think they got smaller.
Those are pretty darn good too. That might be the first one I had. Maybe was at Joffrey's. I'm not sure. At Epcot. But anyway, we're going to Louisville. So, like last time when we went to Jungle Jim's, we had to go past Georgetown. This time we won't go past Georgetown.
Go past Frankfurt.
We'll go past Frankfurt. Yeah, Frankfurt, Kentucky. And my sister works in Frankfurt, Kentucky. So we're gonna go past there. So anyway, I wanted to start off the video, set you off, and yeah, hopefully traffic is just as
you will not be able to see anything right now.
no, hopefully traffic is just as nice this time as it was last time, because last time we had a really nice traffic, and even coming home.
It wasn't bad. It was definitely busier, but
yes, but it wasn't as bad as it has been in the past. I do have to say that the last two times that Kevin and I have been on like a little road trip, so when we went to Jungle Jim's International Market in Ohio, and on this trip, it as far as traffic goes, it was pretty nice. Now I feel like we ran into more construction going to Louisville than we did going to Jungle Jim's, which is funny because it takes 15 more minutes to get to the Jungle Jim's location that we go to than to go to Publix in Louisville. But the construction was more this time. But the traffic wasn't really that bad. We didn't have any bad encounters or anything like that. I will say, if you're traveling through Frankfurt, I think it's very funny that Frankfurt is the capital of Kentucky. You would think, oh, they have the best roads because you have all these state workers. Nope. Frankfurt had the worst section of roads that we encountered. Lots and lots of potholes, lots of dips, and just it was rough roads in the Frankfurt area. It's funny because I was talking to my dad on the phone, and he has moved to South Carolina. And he said that in his area of South Carolina, and he wasn't even talking about the interstate, but just the roads in his area, he said it is bad. He said the potholes, he said if your tire goes into one of those potholes, you're going to lose your tire because it's bad. And he said they refuse to fix the roads. There it is. Oh my gosh.
Turn left onto Terra Crossing Boulevard, then turn left into the parking lot.
We're here.
turn right here, right?
Yes, yeah, right here. Yay! We're here. There's a dentistry, a Subway, a nail place, yoga. Yeah, there's a La Quinta.
You've entered the parking lot for your destination.
Yay! We're here. It looks like they're going to put a restaurant down here at the end. There are tons of trucks. There's lots of Publix trucks. They have a pharmacy drive-through. And so here we are at the beginning of Publix. It's a nice big store, nice parking lot, easy to see. So they have their information center here where you can get pamphlets and stuff like that. It tells you the sales. And it also has a shopping list. So you can take this with you and write down what you need or whatever. And so this is the first thing you see when you come in. So over here, this is their service desk, and they sell cigarettes and stuff like that there. And then the first thing we're seeing is like the Easter stuff. So they have the small section. They have a floral department. It's really, really small though. But then they have Easter stuff here. They also have a section up here with tables and chairs, I'm seeing. So I don't know if that's for like employees for their break room or what. Chocolate bourbon walnut pie. It looks like a lot of people are over in the produce section. So let me tell you a little bit about Publix. George W. Jenkins, the late founder of Publix Supermarkets, Inc., was born September 29th, 1907. Growing up in Harris, Georgia, he worked in his father's general store. In 1925, he headed to Tampa, Florida at the age of 17 with hopes of making his fortune in the Florida real estate boom. Instead, he took a job as a stock clerk in a Piggly Wiggly grocery store. After only a couple of months, he was promoted to manager and was later transferred to manage the chain's largest store in Winter Haven, a position he held from 1926 to 1930. It was that year that he resigned from Piggly Wiggly to start his own grocery store. On September 6, 1930, George Jenkins opened his first store called Publix Food Store in Winter Haven. In 1935, he opened a second location across town. He closed these first two stores to open his dream store, the first Publix supermarket, on November 8, 1940. A food palace of marble, glass, and stucco. This store included innovations such as air conditioning, fluorescent lighting, electric eye doors, and terrazzo floors. In 1945, he acquired a warehouse and 19 all-American stores from the Lakeland Grocery Company. He began replacing these small stores with larger supermarkets. He continued his never-ending expansion, bringing the public standard of clean stores, friendly service, and quality merchandise to customers throughout Florida. As Publix supermarkets continue to spring up across the Southeast, improving to include delis, pharmacies, and even cooking schools, the company never veered from Mr. George's original philosophy of treating employees and customers like family. Their thousands of cashiers, baggers, meat cutters, and bakers are the company's largest collective shareholders, all trained to put their customers first. As a result, year after year, Publix has been held as the #1 supermarket for customer satisfaction, one of Fortune's 100 best companies to work for, and as an inspiration for its sustainability efforts and community involvement. Today, Publix has grown from a single shop into a sprawling collection of more than 1,300 supermarkets that brought in $48 billion in 2021. The values and philosophies established by George Jenkins are still in place and serve as the foundation for their mission of being the premier quality food retailer in the world. Their mission is to be passionately focused on customer value, intolerant of waste, dedicated to the dignity, value, and employment security of their associates, devoted to the highest standards of stewardship for their stockholders, and involved as responsible citizens in their communities. They guarantee they will never knowingly disappoint you. If for any reason your purchase does not give you complete satisfaction, the full purchase price will be cheerfully refunded immediately upon request. Publix is the largest employee-owned company in the United States. They are one of the 10 largest volume supermarket chains in the country. Their retail sales in 2022 reached $54.5 billion. They currently employ over 255,000 people, and they have 1,371 store locations. In Alabama, they have 90 stores. In Florida, they have 867 stores, which is amazing, and they're opening more every day. So I'm giving you these numbers, but they're opening more as we speak. In Georgia, they have 212 stores. In Kentucky, they have one store that's open, which is this one we're at in Louisville, but they are opening 2 in Lexington. So Lexington will have 2 Publix grocery stores. They have 54 stores in North Carolina, 69 in South Carolina, 58 stores in Tennessee, and 20 stores in Virginia. They have 10 distribution centers. They have 7 distribution centers in Florida. They have 1 in Georgia, 1 in North Carolina, and 1 in Alabama. They have 10 manufacturing facilities. Those are in either Georgia or Florida. They have a perishable recovery program that helps provide food for people facing food insecurity. With hunger affecting every community they serve, helping to provide nutritious food is at the core of their charitable efforts. One of their key initiatives in helping to alleviate hunger is the Perishable Recovery Program. According to Feeding America, 119 billion pounds of food is thrown out yearly. That's the equivalent of 130 billion meals going to waste. So they launched the Perishable Recovery Program to provide nourishing meals for their neighbors in need and to limit food waste. This program engages Publix associates in hunger alleviation efforts by having them gather perishable foods that are no longer sellable but still safe for consumption, and they donate them to Feeding America for food banks and other non-profit organizations. The products donated from their dairy, deli, meat, and produce departments help food banks offer wholesome options to people they serve. Since 2009, Publix has donated more than 800 million pounds of food to food banks through this initiative. Perishable recovery is just another way they work daily to do good together. It was very clean and bright when we were in here. We were, this is exactly what we thought it would be, though, honestly. I know people that have Publix in their area. I've talked to them about Publix because that's just something that I ask about. I ask about people about other grocery stores in their areas. And one thing that people always say about Publix is it's very clean, it's very bright, and they do have a lot to offer. I did notice they have the regular things that you would find in a grocery store. You know, they have all the brands that you see at other places, but then they also have, like these I'm putting in the cart right now, are some of their bars. And I want to say the brand was Greenwise, but I can't wait to try those bars because they looked really good. We have reviewed on the channel. We've reviewed some of their bars in the past. And we've also done comparison videos where we have been sent cookies and of course the bars were sent to us as well. But we've done comparison videos of their cookies. Like we did the regular Oreo cookie compared to the Publix brand. And then we did the golden Oreo compared to Publix. I believe we did the fudge stripes, and there was probably another one that I'm not thinking of. So we have reviewed their cookies in the past, and that's always fun. So I didn't know what all we would see that had the Publix brand on it. And right now you can tell when we're just walking down the aisle just to show you, because we don't have babies. And so, but Kevin's like, look at all the magazines. So right down the middle of this baby aisle, they had all these greeting cards, which I'm absolutely shocked now seeing all those greeting cards. I didn't even realize that there was as many as there is until I'm watching this with you. They have a ton of greeting cards, but then they also had a lot of magazines. And then we're going to go around what aisle we're skipping. You'll notice we're skipping the frozen because we had never been here before. I knew I was going to find some frozen stuff, and I did. I found a lot. But I knew we would find frozen stuff, so I wanted to go ahead and go up and down the regular aisles and then come back to the frozen so that like ice cream and stuff like that would not sit in the cart for another half hour or, I didn't want to have to rush, put it that way. But this is the drink out. It did surprise me because Kevin and I were looking, how like Walmart has the clear American water. I was expecting to see like a Publix brand water like that, and I didn't see any. So you can tell me, maybe I somehow missed them. Maybe they were right there, and you're just like, Tami, you were blind. You walked right past them and didn't see them. I didn't see any because if they had some, or like those ice drinks, I would have totally bought some to try. I just didn't see them. So this definitely won't be the last time we go in Publix, because I told you they're opening 2 locations in Lexington. On the website, it said that the Lexington location was supposed to open in 2024. Well, here we are in March, and the last time we drove past there, it was just flat land. They hadn't started building anything yet. So, and the website, if you dig a little bit further on the website, it'll give you like upcoming stores that are going to be opening. As far as what I remember, it only went through like June, maybe on the website, and Lexington was not listed. So I'm thinking they're not expecting those stores to open until late in the year. So if you're local and you're listening to me talk, then don't expect that Publix store to be opening anytime soon. I wanted to go. I was just ready to go. I was ready. I was looking forward to it. And so, and I knew that the crowds probably would have died down, but now they had a good number of people in here on the day that we went. Every department was pretty full, and I'll tell you, I think it surprised me because I think the department that was the most full was the produce. So if you notice in the very beginning of the video, we walked on the outskirts of the produce, but then we didn't really go in the produce because, first of all, I don't buy a lot of produce. If you watch my grocery hauls, you will notice that I do not buy a lot of produce. But if I were to buy produce, I would probably just as soon buy that in Winchester or in Lexington because that's local. We were coming here to specifically find things that we cannot buy at our grocery store. So since we don't have a Publix, we're like, okay, what items can we get today that is just Publix brand or another brand that we can't get at Meijer or Kroger or Target or Walmart? And we did a good job. We filled up a buggy, which you'll see at the end. We filled up a buggy full of stuff. It took us a while to get there, but we did start filling the buggy up later on, and then it continued. We just had to get to the sections of food that we like to buy stuff in. Now, this is all of their makeup and shampoos and stuff like that. Toothpaste. I remarked when we were in this aisle, I told Kevin, I said, it smells like Whole Foods. And it doesn't smell like Whole Foods like the whole store. It smells very specifically like Whole Foods when you go down like their shampoo aisle and stuff. That's what this aisle smelled like. There were a lot of very natural smells. I mean, it was nice. It was a very nice smell, but it reminded me of Whole Foods, that particular aisle. So now are we going down the cookies? I think we're going to go look at some cookies here. And I did look to see if there were other Publix brand cookies that we hadn't tried that we wanted to try, but I didn't see any that I needed to get on this day. So We brought the cooler. We had the cooler in the back seat of the car. We had gone to Meijer the day before this, and we bought a really big hunk of dry ice. It was like $16 for this hunk of dry ice because it needed to last overnight in the cooler. So like we bought it on Saturday, and it needed to last until this trip on Sunday. Anytime Kevin and I travel, like a little road trip, even for an hour and 15 minutes to Louisville, we will do it on Sunday if at all possible, because the traffic is just better. So that's what we like to travel. It looked like they were out of a bunch of chips there. I don't know what those chips were, but there was a section that was out of quite a few chips. And I don't recall seeing a lot of like really different like nut mixes and stuff like that. They probably have some. They could have been out of them at the time, or maybe I just didn't notice. But when they open their store in Lexington, I will definitely walk through there again, and we'll see anything that we missed, because you just never know. So now let's see what we're going to look at here. So we're getting to the now we're going to find some stuff, because I think so far in the buggy we only had bars. And at this point I'm thinking, okay, am I going to find anything besides bars that's, not frozen or whatever? And then we got down here to the chips, and they had, if you follow me on Instagram, the link to my Instagram is right below this video. And so if you don't follow me on Instagram, I post pictures there whenever I find something new. And we found all these Publix brand limited edition chips. And I even had somebody comment on that picture on Instagram. They said, "Oh, I didn't know Publix had limited edition chips." So they have regular potato chips, but then they had these limited edition, and then they had some in the white bags, which were kettle cooked. And so we tried to get some out of each area, because chips is definitely something we have room for, and I can get that home easily. I mean, even if we had to fill up the whole back seat of the car, we have room for that. They do carry the Utz brand here. They had a lot more than I think other stores in our area have. I know that Utz has come out with some new flavors of their snacks. I have not seen them here. Have not seen them. You see all those Utz over there? They also have a lot of the Zaps, but the Utz, the new ones, who knows if we'll get them. Sometimes we never get things. So you just have to live with it. And then on the other side, on the left-hand side, you can see that is where the alcohol's at. And honestly, we didn't even look at that. I doubt very seriously they have their Publix brand of alcohol. And you know what? Back straight ahead is the meat department. We looked at lunch meat and stuff like that, but I do not think we like specifically went and looked at any of that meat. I don't remember. I don't remember walking back there at all. I'm just walking. You see, I'm not even looking over at it, because I know I can buy meat anywhere. I don't need to buy meat here when I can get that once I get back to town. Like I said, this was a special shopping trip, so we're trying to get things that we don't have in our area. So now in this area, Kevin did find some G. Hughes, which he's putting in the buggy right now, and he's going to make some room for some other stuff. He found some G. Hughes meals that we've never seen in our area, and so those are just in this refrigerated section. They're not frozen or anything. And then he ended up finding some Publix brand, I don't remember what it was, like maybe meatloaf or maybe some pulled pork or something like that. It's something with the Publix brand. So he will be doing a lot of reviews on his lunchtime review channel. If you've been to Publix and you've seen these meals in there and you've often wondered, are those any good? Are they worth the money? Whatever, Kevin will tell you on his lunchtime review channel. And he's really good about it, because he doesn't waste your time. He opens he gets the package, he opens it up, he gives you the directions, heats it up, he comes back, and so you get to see the meal. Usually you get to see the meal before and after he cooks it. And then he'll try it out and he'll tell you exactly what he thinks of it. And oftentimes it's really funny because he'll show the meal like what it looks like on the box, and then he'll show you what it actually looks like. And I always find that really funny when he does that. He doesn't do it very often, but when there's like a noticeable difference, then he's definitely going to point it out. So right now we're headed back to the freezer section, and was this all the meals, or was this the ice cream? This was the ice cream. And I really felt like we hit the jackpot when it came to the ice cream, because I posted a picture on Instagram of some of the ice creams that we found. I didn't post pictures of everything. And I think some of the pictures I posted too, we didn't even get to buy because I knew we only had room for so much. I could go in there right now and fill up a whole other cooler full of ice creams, though. You all are going to be, if you've never been in Publix, you're going to be so amazed with how many different brands they have. And a lot of these are Publix. So all of these black containers that you see, all of those are Publix brand. And we did not get very many of those. We got maybe 4. I think I bought 4 of those. And so we'll do 2 different reviews of those. But then they had like 7 different flavors of like limited edition ice cream. And I got all of those. And then I bought some Mayfield, the Mayfield brand. I bought some bars that I have not seen in our area. And they might be really common in other areas, but they're not here. So we are just now in our in Lexington and in Winchester and Central Kentucky. We're just now really starting to get more of that Mayfield brand ice cream. So that's why we haven't even tried a lot of it. We've only done, I think, 1 review so far on the channel of Mayfield. But now Kevin we're looking at meals. And of course, I was looking for my channel too to see if there was anything. But Kevin's always looking for stuff for that lunchtime review channel. And he did end up finding some Publix brand frozen meals, which I knew he would, because I had asked Adrienne, I had asked her, hey, do they have stuff in there, for lunchtime review? And she said yes. She said they have their own pizzas, which are not for his channel, but they'll be for this one. But they have their own pizzas. They have their own brand meals. And so he got all the meals that he was interested in. I think there was only one that he left on the shelf. And, you never know. By the end of the year, once he's tried all these, we may go back in there and be like, oh, we want to try that one too. He might like these so much that he's like, I'm going to give that last meal a chance. I don't remember what it was. As you can see, though, in front of us in the buggy, we have that teriyaki chicken, and that Tillamook that's sitting there that you see peeking out. From what I have been told, that is a Publix exclusive. It's German chocolate cake. It's part of their chocolate collection. And I don't know if that's correct or not, but I do know that we found all the 3 other chocolates from the Tillamook in Kroger, and they did not have this one. So I don't know why that would be, but that's just the way it was. And then we got to the pizzas, and I got excited again because it's like, oh my gosh, they have Palermo. Now, Palermo, we actually, Palermo makes Screaming Sicilian. They actually flew us to the plant, and we had a tour of Screaming Sicilian. We got to eat free pizza. We got to stay in a beautiful hotel. It was a wonderful experience. I really loved getting to see their factory. And I tell you what, after touring their factory, that's why I'm so confident to buy their pizzas as well. Anything that I know that comes from Palermo's, I'm 100% confident to buy it because it was so clean, very, very clean, very neat. They really do care about their employees. And so it made a lasting impression. Getting to go through their factory affected me because I just thought they were a great company. They're a great group of people that work there. We really liked it. But as you can see now, in the buggy, we have all the pizzas. I told Kevin, I said, are we going to have to go get another buggy? But we didn't. He made it work. He was very careful and nothing fell off. So we're headed. There was one more. We wanted to go back over to, there was one more like cold section. And we wanted to go back and get a better look at the bakery because we really didn't look at the bakery when we went by. So this section had like sandwiches that were already prepared. And I have a question for you all. So I have heard people talk about the Publix sandwich, that like they have the best sandwich and it's supposed to be awesome, this deli sandwich. When you all tell me that, are you wanting me to buy one of these sandwiches that's already prepared? Or if we had gone back into that deli section, do they make them to your specifications? So, that's my question. So we did not get a sandwich on this day because honestly, I did not know. I wasn't sure. Should I go back to the deli? Do I go back there and order one and tell them I want a number 15 or, I don't even know if they have stuff like that. Like, do they have an Italian sub or do they have a Philly cheesesteak or whatever? Or did you all want me to buy one out of that case? Because I would think if it's really fresh and they make it right then, it's going to be better. But maybe you all were trying to tell me, no, you just need to go pick up one of their pre-made sandwiches. So you'll have to let me know. And then I would assume those don't come with condiments or anything like that. I would think you would have to add your own, but I do not know because I did not get one. So that will be something that I definitely want to do on a future trip. Because see, if you look at that deli over there, they're advertising Boar's Head and stuff, but like at Kroger, I know they have that stuff too, but they're just like shaving meat off and stuff like that and putting it in a package for you. They're not actually like making you a sandwich, I don't think, but maybe they are, and I just don't know. I usually just see people buy meat or cheese at Kroger, but not necessarily like get a sandwich made. But we're going to go, the one place that we really didn't go down through was just the dairy section. So we're going to be passing by all that stuff. Now, unfortunately, you probably will not get to see any of that because the buggy was piled up so high that you really don't have a view of any of that stuff. Yeah. If we had the camera on the other side of the buggy, you could have seen that stuff. But we didn't. So you probably won't get to see any of it anyway. You saw that Kevin backed up here, and that's because I had found this cake. And he said, you laid that right in front of the camera. And I was like, oh, okay, I did. I will move that. So I moved the chips and I put the cake in there. I was very pleased to get the cake because we didn't buy anything else from the bakery. We bought things. We pretty much, this whole buggy had 5 different things in it. We bought frozen meals for Kevin's lunchtime review. We bought chips. We bought some bars, ice cream, and pizza. Literally, that's what we bought. And don't think that I did not realize that most of the people walking around here were buying very healthy things. I saw so many fruits and vegetables and carts and people that looked like they were eating like very healthy things, like they were buying like the Stacy's pita chips and things like that, and hummus and stuff like that. And I did not have any of that. And then they would walk by me with our buggy of ice cream and pizza. And yeah, I'm sure they thought, who are these people? But I was hoping, honestly, that you would be able to see some of the stuff. And of course, I don't know what the video's showing until we get home. So I'm just now realizing that all the yogurt and stuff like that was over there, and you can't see it. So maybe we will try to get that at another time if you're interested. If you all have a Publix in your area, I would love to know how this Publix compares to yours. Does it have the same layout? I'm just now noticing that sign that says Kentucky Local. And look, they had a whole end cap of Kentucky Local stuff. It's probably stuff, honestly, that we see everywhere in our area, though. That makes sense. I mean, because I know, like, if we go in Kroger has a whole section of just Kentucky stuff. I was looking for some new Entenmann's things. They did not have them. I do have to say that there were I had a little list of new items I was looking for, and they didn't have those things. But you know what? I truly didn't expect them to have a lot of the new stuff anyway. I was really going there for the Publix brand stuff. But now Entenmann's does have some cakes. We will probably never get them in our area, or if we do, they'll be old to everyone else before we ever get them and get to try them, because we just Entenmann's is one of those northeastern things that we just we don't get a lot of. I think that's the same thing with Utz. I think that's the same thing with like Drake's. Now this lady was so nice. She was running the this was one of those like express lanes. Thank you, Kevin. This was one of those express lanes. And so you're supposed to have like 10 items or less. But this lady was standing there at the end and she was not doing anything. And she's like, oh, we'll take you. She was really sweet. And we're like, Kevin said, we definitely have more than 10 items. And she said, oh, that's okay. It doesn't matter. You know, she just wanted to be busy. And so the lady at the next register, you see her looking over. She looked over, the lady on the right, because I'm sure she's thinking, these are the most inconsiderate people, because what are they doing? They are loading this woman down. But she did tell us that we would have never gone through her lane if she hadn't have said we could. But she was very, very sweet. She was asking me, she was asking me if we were going to try all that stuff or if we were going to have a party. And we actually ended up telling her that, because she said, oh, you could do food reviews, because she realized we bought enough of the stuff where you could do food reviews. And we were like, well, that's what we do. So we don't usually tell people that. Like when we go to Jungle Gyms, I've had people ask me, does the cashier realize, or do you get looks or whatever? We usually don't tell people what we're doing, but this lady was so nice and she did ask us what we were doing with all this. So we did tell her that we do food reviews, and I told her about my channel. I even gave her a card. I have these old cards in my purse, and I think they still have my my Twitter account, which I don't even have Twitter anymore, but I think it still has my Twitter account on there. So anyway, hopefully she finds her way to this video. So we're on our way home. We got everything in the cool bags in the cooler. I don't have my total here, so I don't know how much we spent. It was like
$380.
It was it was
something.
So right now we're on our way home, and this lane is split right down the middle with this wall.
Yeah, they look higher than we do, don't they?
Yeah, and I feel like we're way over to the left.
Yep.
It feels like Kevin's like creeping closer to that wall, but I think it's almost over with. So there's always construction.
Stay in the middle lane.
Stay in the middle lane. I think I'd be in trouble if I stayed in the middle lane.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to stay in the middle lane.
Wrong, Siri.
Oh, there's a lane that just joined us. Did you know that? Oh, wow. Are we getting off here?
Use the right lane to take exit 25A to merge onto I-64 east toward Shelbyville.
Oh, this one. This one right here? I tell you what, that's dangerous, because there's people...
Take the exit.
That's very dangerous, because people are coming on and we're trying to get off.
And there's no sign saying, watch out for traffic.
No, that's very
like when
dangerous.
they were doing construction in Winchester on the interstate. You literally you came off to merge onto the interstate, and you were there.
That's
I mean, it was
awful.
like there was no merge, there was no lane, there was nothing. You were just there. It was kind of shocking the first
Very
time.
dangerous,
Like,
yeah. Okay, now we're having to get over.
Stay in the left 3 lanes. In about 16 miles, take exit 35 onto Kentucky Route 53 toward Shelbyville.
So that's it for Publix. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you're in another country and you're watching, I hope you enjoyed it. I really appreciate my Patreon supporters and my YouTube members. I'm trying to post every single day something for those community members. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next week.